Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And man, it has been a whirlwind of the last week or so. Really crazy, and I just wanted to do a video today, just kind of throwing out some thoughts, maybe some reflections. And I did get a TTM in the mail today that we can talk about. I can show you guys. So, just got done with Hobbypalooza over the weekend. And the response from everybody was amazing. It was, I just thought, a really great community event. I thought there were a lot of people that were involved. In fact, there were over 50 channels that were involved in some way, shape, or form, either as show hosts or shows that are channels that were popping in and being guests and co-hosts and all sorts of stuff. And that is super cool. You know, it's interesting. You think, how can you make it even bigger? Meaning, how can you allow even more people to participate? And I suppose you could, make it long, like do more hours worth of content or whatever. We've done this survey. We've put out this survey that I'll put a link to down below. If you haven't done it yet, we would really appreciate it if you did, just to tell us what you think. And it's anonymous, so you can put really whatever you want. And tell us what you loved, what you hated. It means a lot, because if we want to do these in the future, which we do, how do we improve them? In your opinion, how do we make them better? And the feedback we've gotten so far has been unbelievable. We have over 100 responses already from people filling out the survey, and it's all over the board in terms of just what people think. But the consensus is everybody wants this to happen again. And so we are looking at ways to do that, timing of that, and when to do it. And then, it's weird though. It's kind of like you get kind of some contradictory feedback, and that's true with anything. But and some reasonable criticisms that we've gotten, that I've seen so far, that have been, okay, I get that. That makes sense. We need to improve on that. And so if you haven't done that yet, we do look at it. I promise you, we're using that to try to, again, make it better going into the future. If you haven't watched any of the Hobbypalooza or want to catch up or whatever, all of the streams are on the Hobbypalooza website. There's one exception, and that is Nolan's stream, EliteCo 3. When the video finally uploaded after his live stream, the audio and the video were out of sync. So he took it down just because it didn't work. So that's why that's not there. So if you won't see EliteCo 3's, but everybody else's is there, archived on thehobbypalooza.com, and you can go check that out. When it comes to something like that, I mean, I use this term a lot over the weekend, but it takes a village. I mean, it takes everybody that participated to make it work and to make it successful. Having an idea is one thing. Having it executed well is a completely different idea or different thing. And I think the idea was a good idea. And then there were enough people involved in it that are really a lot smarter than me that were able to take this idea and turn it into something that it was great. Obviously, Ty and Jeff at Bench Clear helping out a lot in, getting Tops, getting Panini, getting other sponsors, getting other people to give away stuff, huge. Then we have all of the hosts, of course, that had to say yes and had to agree to do that. Everybody did a great job. And then you have the people that were just willing to jump into a chat, and all the chats were amazing. I was just watching all of them, so it was just really cool. So yeah, that's kind of my Hobbypalooza thoughts. So Hobbypalooza ends on Sunday night late, and I go to bed, and then on Monday night, Jimmy Guns and Aspen got to my house. And they are, so backstory a little bit. Jimmy and I met at the National last year, and we certainly knew of each other's channels, but we had never hung out or anything. And I'd watched him a little bit. He had probably watched me a little bit. And then when you meet somebody and you hang out with them, there is a change there, usually, if y'all get along and click or whatever. And so I started watching a lot more of Jimmy's stuff, and he may have started watching a lot more of mine. We exchange phone numbers, we text occasionally and talk and whatnot, but the meeting each other matters. It changes things. And so then fast forward to now, no national. Jimmy, I had originally asked Jimmy to be a part of Hobbypalooza, and he said, dude, I can't. I'm going on this, around the country road trip with Aspen, who is his 13-year-old daughter. She's going into high school, and he's just wanting to do a kind of, okay, before our lives get really crazy, let's do this, because we'll probably never have another chance to do it. And I think it's a great, absolutely fantastic idea. So he starts off in Oregon and meanders his way down. And if you don't follow Jimmy's channel, I'll put a link down below. You should be following this. If you have kids at all, if your kids are older or younger, this is something cool to watch, because you can reflect. If you're an older dad, if you're a younger dad, it might spark some ideas in you of something to do with your kids. But he's taking her to all these cool places, literally all around the country. And so I told him, I'm like, dude, if you come anywhere close to here, you need to come and hang out with me. I'd love to see you and hang out with you. And he was like, okay, we'll see. Turns out he was going where it would bring him right through here. And I'm like, you're welcome to stay. Come on. We'll have a great time. And so that was Monday. He came to the house. And so we got here Monday. And, man, we stayed up late looking at cards and just talking and hanging out. And Aspen was loving it, I think, checking everything out. It's fun. And then we finally went to bed at 1 a.m. or something. Woke up, and he headed off to Beckett because he had pulled that Jordan Alvarez 1-of-1 gold vinyl at the Grand Canyon with Aspen. And so Beckett said, yeah, we'll grade that for you. So he went kind of to their office over in Dallas, dropped off the card, and then he came back. We met for lunch. He went over to see the JFK Memorial in Dallas. We had some awesome barbecue, one of my favorite places. And then late in the afternoon, we took off towards the ranch and went out there and just kind of drove around and hung out and did some shooting, shot some guns, had some fun with that. We actually opened some packs, because out there at Walmart, the shelves are full of baseball. There's no basketball and very little football, but the Walmart there has Prism baseball galore, Top Series 1, Series 2, Allen and Ginter, Archives, you name it, Topps Gallery. The shelves are full there. And so Jimmy picked up a bunch of Prism, and I'm sure he'll show videos on that later. So we did that, opened some packs, shot some guns, came back, and then we went and picked up the card, the Jordan Alvarez card that he got. You can go watch that on his channel. I don't want to spoil it, but it was a lot of fun. And, man, then we just hung out. Last night we were so tired. We didn't even get back home till after 10, and we hung out for just a little bit and went to bed. And then they took off this morning, and they're heading east towards Memphis, Nashville, Little Rock, and then they're going to D.C. and then north to Pittsburgh. I mean, they have got this amazing trip planned. And so if you don't follow him, this is a really cool thing that they're doing. And I just love watching it. I'm following along, and it's really great. It's like you're on the trip with them, and they're doing videos every day and kind of video or vlogging their trip, which is very smart, by the way, because you'll forget stuff. So the more videos you do, I think the better, if you're into that kind of thing. And so Jimmy's just, he's a great guy. I think there are a lot of people that, like Jimmy and I, come from very different backgrounds. We had very different childhoods, very different young adulthoods. And yet, when he and I talk, man, it's like we're brothers. Like, we talk, and there's so many things that we have in common. so many life experiences. And I guess my point with that is between Hobbypalooza and Jimmy's visit, and it's really reminded me how valuable friendship is in this hobby. Because the hobby can wear you down, man. You can get frustrated with a lot of things, whether it's eBay or card prices or, people being just jerks or whatever. It can bring you down. And so what friends do is lift you up and they make you feel better. And I laughed more this weekend with either on the phone or watching streams or whatever with guys than I have in a long time in this hobby. And then with Jimmy, he and I we were laughing a lot. We had a good time with each other. And so it just reminded me that's what this is really about. I mean, cards are really cool. They're great, but they aren't the end-all be-all. So, and we all know that, right? We've been talking about that. The Hobbypalooza, if nothing else, showed that. And so many people wrote that in the feedback and in the comments. So I did pick up a couple of Jimmy Gunn's. He had this guy do a set of his for like custom set, kind of along the veins of Project 2020 of Jimmy Gunn's. There's the kind of Trout version of it. He signed all of these. There's the Jameson McGuire. Then I got the excuse me. There's the regular McGuire. Always fun to sneeze right in the middle of a video. I'm not even going to edit that out. I'm just going to leave that in there because it's funny. There's a Guns George Brett, and there's a Jimmy Guns Cal Ripken. So those are very cool. I have the whole set. It was very neat. So then, so we just had a great time. And Aspen is super cool. She and Jessica got to hang out a lot yesterday, and she just goes with the flow, man. She's a good egg, and she's a good kid. So I'm excited to see what her future holds. And it was great to get to know her a little bit better, more than just watching her on a stream. And again, it's just spending time with somebody in person. So again, they were super great and loved having them, and blessed to have them. Blessed to have them as friends. All right, last thing. I did get a TTM back today. I've done, how many TTMs have I done? I did all of Ryan Sandberg's Topps cards. Did all those to him. And I did a Harold Baines. That's right. Did a Harold Baines. So this is the third person that I've TTM'd. TTM through the mail autograph. And my boy Garrett, who, by the way, we had a great time on his stream for Hobbypalooza. We're going to do more of that. Hobbypalooza really also sparked some ideas on some things coming forward, by the way. I think it gave people some video ideas. I think you'll see a lot more collaborative efforts among channels, because it's just way more fun than sitting here by yourself. And so Garrett and I had a great time talking about the National on his show. I had a great time, and I guess I should thank Bart, George, and Mike for hopping on my channel, the old channel, I guess, Baseball Collector, to do the PSA set registry. Probably not the most exciting of topics, but something that we just thought we could do and had a great time with it. So thank you guys for all, doing that, and Garrett for letting me a part of it. But Garrett said, "Oh, you got to send to Juan Marichal," and he suggested Phil Necro because they're getting very up there in age, and you never know. So I sent off. I was looking. Juan Marichal will usually sign 2 cards for $20 without a Hall of Fame inscription. And I looked through all my vintage raw cards, and I was like, God, I can only find one Juan Marichal, and it was the 70 Topps. I wanted to find another one because I wanted to do the 2 for $20. Instead, I sent a $20 bill and asked him to Hall of Fame inscribe it. And it came back quickly, 10 or 12 days, I think. And there it is. It's signed. So there's the 1970 Topps. And I sent this card, again, it was raw. There's like almost like a stain on it or something. Like it got water damage or something. And that's, that was like that. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I'll send that through the mail. It's a cheap card. If it gets lost or I never get it back, it's not the end of the world. It's not a rookie card or something like that. And then it came back, and I pulled it out of the sleeve. I was like, oh man, let me see if I can show you. Because what I noticed is that this card essentially, let me see if I can get the right angle. No. I wonder if I point. No, that's not going to work. There, right. Let's see where. There it is. Right up here, going right between his arms, is literally like somebody bent the card in half. Somebody bent the card like he did, or something, putting it back in the penny sleeve or back in the top loader. And then there's another one right down here that goes all the way across the card right here. So there's two full creases. Really hard. God, I can't believe I can't get that to work. But it looks okay like that. But I'm telling you, there's a giant crease there and a giant crease here. So again, not the end of the world. It's not an expensive card. I'm thrilled to have the autograph back, quite frankly. And it's a real Topps card, so it goes into the player era set. So I'm, again, it sounds like I'm complaining, and I wish the card wasn't creased, but I'd rather have the card creased than not have the card at all. So there you go. So that's it. That's my thoughts and reflections. Again, if you haven't gone and done the survey, that would be great, just to again give us feedback. Love to hear any thoughts or discussions you want to have here. I'd be happy to have them on this video. Just put the comments down below and we'll go from there. Till next time, though, thanks for watching. Keep collecting.